The meeting, which lasted roughly 3.5 hours, clearly ended on a positive note, but with set agreements on the part of the Ministry of Transport and the association. Thomas Shaw, president of the Belize Bus Association, shared with the media some of the main points on which both parties agreed.
We came up to an agreement of which I told them that even though we were in there having these meetings, I told them I want to see a press release this evening. I want it in black and white because I don't want us to discuss something in there and then somewhere down the road they change the goalposts. Okay, so with that said, we were asking for a seat to have the guy from the bank have a seat on the board. They agreed to that. We also explained to him the way how the transport board is set up. I let him know that the minister, the CEO, shouldn't be in our meetings. He agreed to restructure the board. He did agree to that because that's one of the main problems. We also asked him for the removal of the chairman. After a long deliberation, we agreed that the chairman will be put on 6 months probation.
Minister of Transport Rodwell Ferguson explained that there will be dire consequences for the chairman of the Transport Board, against whom allegations were made that he was making unilateral decisions that primarily benefit Floralia Bus Line.
We are going to give the chairman 6 months probation. If he don't improve, then we will have to ask him to leave. But so far, we have agreed that he gets 6 months as the chairman of the board.
He's going to call him in and let him know that he has to discontinue what he was doing.
Which was
what? He has to discontinue this behavior because he's the one that is actually making these decisions behind the board's back.
Among the demands made by the B.B.A. was that it needed some form of assurance to take to its lending institution for the loans needed to upgrade the existing fleet of buses. Minister Ferguson explained that there is some breakthrough in that area as well.
So yesterday I went to the National Bank and spoke to Mr. Castillo. So let us have a meeting today to figure out how we can come to terms and how we can provide some kind of financial support to the operators. And so he agreed that he will continue with the e-wallet to also create a ticketing system that the bank collects all the funds if they agree to lend them a loan, and then there'll be a profit sharing at the end of the day. So we're saying every day, once you create a system, the money should be collected, the bank gets a percentage, they get a percentage, and then we move on from there. James Bus Line already have a ticketing system. So it will be extended to all the buses across the country. We agree that within 6 months that we are going to only have 2 bus companies, 2 south, 2 north, 2 west.
Where does Floralia land in these?
2 bus companies, okay? 2 south, 2 north, 2 west. And when those 2 bus companies are formed, then they will run different directions, so that will mitigate the risk on the highway. Everybody should be friends and working together.
What happens to the other bus companies that exist now?
They will be a part of those companies. So the west, I think, will start the first pilot because they almost get it together, and you'll have 2 companies running from the west as running in different directions, so there will be no competition.
What will be interesting to see is how the 50-plus bus operators in northern Belize will merge into 2 companies to offer the services needed in that part of the country.
I said if it's 2 companies, then they will determine how much bus they need to put on between their time. So everybody should be able to get a seat on the bus.
But what if Floralia is the only bus available, let's say for the south, at that specific time when somebody needs to catch it?
And charging $3
or whatever.
Right now, government regulate the price for buses. So once you put the regulation, everybody have to follow suit. Remember, we have Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 is premier run, depends on the year bus that you bring. We have the Tier 2, which is economy run. So it might be a little less price for the economy, but a better price to ride the premier.
Do you think that Floralia will be on board with this new system?
Of course, everybody has to be on board. It's a president that we're going to set.
Have they been a part of these meetings?
This is only the B.B.A. who control the majority of the operators in the country. Except Floralia. I think they want to be a part of the B.B.A. likewise.
As part of the agreement the 2 parties reached today, the National Bank of Belize, which is the lending institution that will likely finance the investments that the bus operators will make, will also have a seat on the transport board. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.